Hi coaches, my name is Rebecca Holzinger and I am a Team Beachbody coach, and I wanted to make a video and discuss a very important topic, probably the most important thing in your business, and that is your power hour. And I wanted to talk about this because if you're a new coach, you're going to notice that the topic of power hour is going to come up a lot. And when you're new, you're kind of confused as to what specifically that entails. And your power hour is that moment in time in your business that you dedicate 100% distraction-free, where you focus on inviting coaches, just getting the nitty-gritty things done that is going to progress your business. So before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that I understand that when you first become a coach, it can be kind of overwhelming with all of the resources that are provided for you. Beachbody is an awesome company, so they provide you with trainings, the tools that you need in your back office. Your upline is going to provide you with all kinds of files and things that have worked for them. So when you first sign up as a coach and you dive into this, you kind of feel like there's just so much and not enough time. And I want you to know that I have been there. I totally understand that feeling. And because I understand that feeling, I have, failed forward and have learned from it. And trust me, it gets easier and it gets better. You just have to take a moment and figure out how much you can devote towards your business. How much time a day can you set aside to work on it? The bare minimum is an hour, which is your power hour. Anything after that is additional that you can put towards your business. So the more time you spend on it, obviously the quicker results you're going to get. But an hour is enough time to really build this business. But that hour has to be dedicated to the things that I'm going to list off. And you have to really focus on that, because if you don't do these non-negotiable things, you're going to fall behind and you're going to feel even more overwhelmed. So with that being said, like I said, time is up to you in your situation, but most successful coaches are really busy people. I find that, while being busy can be a little stressful, especially when you're first starting out, you're focused on that time. You know that I have an hour and that's it. So in that hour, I have to get all of these things done, or at the end of the day, when I reflect on my business, I'm going to feel disappointed in myself for not doing the things that I need to get done. So it's totally up to you. So the power hour. This can be done at any point of your day. It depends on your schedule and what times you have available. So you might have to wake up a little early to get this done. You might have to stay up a little late. It all really depends on your schedule. For me, outside the power hour, I can't just wake up and jump right into my business. I work evenings, and while I always work evenings, I don't have a set schedule with my bartending part-time job. So I know that I have my days free, but I also know that I can't just jump out of bed and dive into Beachbody. So what I do is I have some coffee, I do my personal development, write my affirmations, and then I do my workout. And then after my workout, I'm clear-headed and ready to focus on Beachbody. So that's just what works for me, but that's not necessarily going to work for you. But there's no right or wrong time to do your power hour. So the first thing you need to do when you sit down to work on Beachbody is to get rid of all distractions. You need to be completely focused on Beachbody and Beachbody only. That means turn off your news feed. That means put your phone on silent. That means if there's people in your house, you need to go into a room, lock the door, and tell them, I'll be out in an hour, but do not disturb me. Just anything that would distract you. Don't have the TV on. If you work well with music, okay, but try to eliminate anything that's going to pull you away, even for just a minute. So once you've done that, the first thing that I do, and you should probably do as well, is log on to your Team Beachbody account. And the reason I do that first thing is because I want to be up to date with everything Beachbody. I want to know if I couldn't hop on in the morning to the National Wake Up Call, I want to listen to the recording. I want to see what announcements there are. I also want to check in on my business. I want to see how my coaches are doing. I want to see where I am at with the Success Club. All of those different things that the back office has to offer. I just want to make sure that I'm up to date. And when you have leads, once you're emerald or above, you get leads. And you definitely want to check in every day to make sure that you don't have anyone that got linked up with you and they're just waiting to hear from their coach. So if you have any leads, you check those messages and you respond back to them and give a little introduction. So once you're done with your back online office, your Team Beachbody account and everything, I go and I check in with my challengers. Whatever challenge groups I have, whether it's one, multiple, I go in and I see what they're doing, how they're doing in the workouts, what they're sharing. I comment and I like on all of their posts. I ask questions. Just really engage with them and keep the fire and spirit within the challenge group going. And I try to do that first thing just to, get it out of the way, and since I'm only doing it usually once a day, I have a lot to catch up on. So once I check in on my challenges, I then go and I check into all of my team pages. So my personal team, my upline teams, any other groups that we might have going on, just to check in and do any assignments that there are, or share any insight as to what's going well in my business, what I'm struggling with, just connecting with other people on my team. Because as a team, we are a community, we're all there to support one another. There might be someone that has a question that I might be able to answer. It's a great place to go, and when coaches are announcing new people on their team, that you go and welcome those people. Those people might have questions as well because they're just starting out. Just really engaging and taking part in the Beachbody community. Once that's all done, I go and I go to my Facebook messages and I catch up on all of those, or try to at least. It depends on how many messages you have, but you don't want any messages to go any later than 24 hours. You really want to keep on top of, keeping your conversations going with people that you're connecting with, and following up with people, that might have been interested in joining a challenge group before, and just, reconnecting with those people, seeing where they are in their lives, and see if it's appropriate time to invite them to a group that you have going on. Invites. That's, the core of your power hour, where you are going to invite 3 to 5 people to either coaching, your challenge group, a Beachbody challenge group, or a free challenge group that you have going on. You should always have something of value to offer someone. So, if you invite someone you're doing a 21-day fix challenge group, and you invite them and they say, you know what, I really can't afford that right now, I'm interested, I really want to, start getting into a better lifestyle, but I'm really tight on money right now. If you have a clean eating group coming up, then you can be like, you know what, I totally understand, I run these groups every month, but if it's not a right time right now, we can always connect next month. But in the meantime, I do have a free clean eating group coming up. It would be a great way for you to get acquainted with clean eating and then prepare you for next month. And most likely they're going to say yes, because everyone loves free. That way you can have them sign up with a free account with Team Beachbody, so when they're ready to order their 21-day fix in the next month, they already have an account, and it will be an easy process to get them all linked up. This is Bailey, sorry. Speaking of distractions. Okay. So after your invites, you just want to make sure you're always adding to your network, adding 2 to 3 people a day. Right now, I have an overabundance of people trying to add me. I'm a part of a bunch of running groups. So people see that you have a bunch of friends that are mutual, and I think people just go crazy. So I have so many, and most of them are men. And I know that my market is women. So I'm not being sexist, but I know that in my challenge groups, I have more women, usually around my age, maybe a little older. So I don't want to go through and just add a bunch of guys that are from these running groups. They are super fit and active and stuff like that. But I want to reach out towards my target more, because I'll have more of a success of having them part of my challenge groups. And that's not saying that I'm not going to have men in my group either, but just from my experience as a coach thus far, my target is more towards women. So I go through and I add a couple of people that are on that list. I also, going through my day, if I see someone through a mutual friend that's also interested in fitness. I add people. Like I said, I'm part of other groups on Facebook, just things that are a part of my interest. Fitness, running, all kinds of different things, and that's a really good way to expand your network. And then after that, if you are brand new to coaching, you should be definitely checking into Coach Basics. You might even want to do that like right after you check into your online office, but just to go in that group, engage, do the assignments that are in there, because Coach Basics is, a very important group that's going to set you up with all of the information you need to know for being a coach. That's also kind of overwhelming in the beginning, but it's built in a way to each day give you a different topic to help you grow your business and be more confident as a coach. After you do all that, definitely if you have coaches on your team, connect with them. At least like one person a day, one coach a day, just to send a message, a text, just asking them how they're doing in their business, just touching base with them to see if there's anything that you can do to help them to progress them in their business. After that, I go to my emails and I follow up with anyone that I've been talking to that way. That, again, goes with your leads or anything else. Just making sure you're on top of following up with people, even if they're not ready at a certain point, making sure you're tracking that so that you can go back to them and invite them to your next group. Then after that, I always want to make sure that I want to have a social media presence. It's up to you what kind of preference you want to have towards what social media platform you want to focus your most attention to. For me, it's mainly Facebook, and I have an Instagram account as well. I'm working on building my Instagram, but I devote most of my attention to my regular Facebook and my like page. It's really hard, speaking from experience, it is really hard to manage multiple social media platforms when you're just starting out. You want to have an Instagram, you want to have a blog, you want to have a Pinterest, you want to have a YouTube channel. But the more things that you have that you need to be consistently posting on, the more content you have to plan ahead and prepare on. And it's better to have one or two platforms that you're really good at and that you can be consistent with, so that people and followers that are following you will know that you're consistently going to be posting every single day. But if you have like 5 or more platforms that you're trying to build, and you're consistent on one, kind of consistent on the other, not consistent on the other, you're not going to build a loyal following. So I would suggest just picking 1 or 2 platforms. I would just really pick one to start off with, and just build on being consistent with adding value to people on that platform. So depending on where you are in your business, you might already be really good at organizing and planning. So you can plan these posts out in advance so that you don't have to worry about it. So you can go about your day, you can work on other projects, and these posts that you already planned out, you can use other platforms, Hootsuite, Sendable. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay a small fee for. But these different platforms, you can just ahead of time put in a bunch of posts, and it sends at the time that you schedule it for. So that's a huge weight off your shoulder. But if you're not at that point yet, definitely in the beginning of your day, you want to think ahead of, what do I want to add value to my followers? What can I talk about? And if you're struggling with things to talk about, you always have your Shakeology. You always have your workout. What did you struggle with? What did you excel in? And honestly, talking about struggles is really, really good way to connect with other people, because the more you talk about how great it is, people are going to feel that because they're just starting out, that they wouldn't be able to keep up with something. So definitely share any kind of struggles that you're having with, eating clean or your workout. Another way is to talk about your personal development. Always good value in your personal development. So right there, you have a ton of ideas where you can share and add value to. And you want to be consistent in that. Again, speaking from experience, when I first started out, I was not consistent. And you feel like, you're not getting a lot of likes or a lot of interaction, but it's that consistency that's going to pay off. So definitely make sure that you're doing it day in and day out. Even if you don't see a big return in the beginning, I promise you it will pay off. So in the beginning of your day, you can either plan out your posts for that specific day. You can even, if you have extra time, plan out your posts for the next day or two. If you do have the time, I really suggest doing that so that you don't feel that you have so much to do in just that hour. And the last two things are, if you do have a blog or a YouTube channel, or you're making a graphic for your upcoming challenge group, or any other project that you have working out, you need to catch up on some training videos, or just anything Beachbody. That's your time after your power hour to work on those projects. So if you have time within that hour to work on these things, great. If you have extra time after your power hour to work on projects, great. But if you don't, everything that I listed before, those are the key things that you should be doing every single day to progress your business forward. It might seem like a lot, but the more you do it, the more it will become easy for you and the quicker you'll be able to get things done. And like I said, if you don't have any distractions, it will be a lot easier. So just devote that 1 hour, set a timer, do whatever you have to do, and just get those non-negotiable things done, and you will definitely start to see some progress in your business. Okay, I talked enough. Definitely make sure that you do your power hour every single day. If you have any questions about the power hour or anything Beachbody, feel free to comment below. And if you know anyone that's struggling with the power hour and could benefit from this video, please share it with them as well. Alright, that's all I got today. I will see you guys next time.